Hello and welcome to the City Council update for March. I'm Wally Weisopel, City Manager, and here's what the City Council was up to on the 8th and the 22nd. At both times, they met in a conference meeting and for the purposes of interviewing residents who were interested in serving on volunteer advisory commissions. The Planning Commission, the Parks and Recreation Commission, and the Environmental Quality and Energy Commission are three commissions that advise the City Council on matters of policy and future growth and development. And in all those cases, we interviewed 11 people who were expressed interest. We had only 3 openings, and the City Council will be making those appointments. The city also received several awards, including the Green Step Cities Award. This is the 3rd time we received it. It's a progressive types of program where the city implements various policies and practices and best management practices to help clean up the environment and preserve Fridley. And then the City Council also proclaimed Dave Condrick Day. Dave Condrick has been a member of one of those commissions that I mentioned, in this case both the Planning Commission and the Parks and Recreation Commission, for 40 years. And with his retirement, he was bid adieu and given lots of praise and thanks for all his years of service. And we appreciate Dave so much for all he's done for the city of Fridley. The City Council then got down to business by decertifying a tax increment financing district. And what that means is that a tax increment financing district is a tool that the city and the HRA, the Housing Redevelopment Authority, used to help redevelop blighted properties. In this case, it was on Main Street, where one of the warehouses needed to be upgraded and soil contamination corrected. And as a result of the city getting involved there, the value on that property increased $2.3 million. So it was a good deal for the city, and now that it's done, the property taxes go back to all the regular governing jurisdictions that normally would do that. And the increment, the increased value, helped repay the costs of all that cleanup. The City Council then had reviewed and approved and adopted the data practices policy. Now, this is all the different forms of data that the city incurs, whether it be forms or emails or letters, and also any objective data that comes in from real estate and that type of thing. And that policy will go into effect now, and nothing major changes, but it does allow the public to see that and understand what types of data we collect and how long and what's public and what's not public data. The City Council approved a change order for the fencing project that was started and hasn't been quite yet completed on University Avenue. Removing the fences, installing new landscaping. That project, well, the money came from the Minnesota Department of Transportation, and the city of Fridley managed that project, and there was one change order that needed to be paid, and the remainder of the fence that's out there will be replaced or in some cases removed later on this summer. The City Council then also accepted a $50,000 grant from the Rice Creek Watershed District, and this grant will help go towards the reconstruction of several streets that are adjacent to the University Avenue frontage road, and they'll be narrowed, and as a result the Watershed District gives some help in making that project happen. The city then received a $400,000 grant from the Board of Water, Soil, and Resources, and this will help us do some projects that will clean up the water in Moore Lake. And that project could begin as early as this year, and it will be part of the overall redevelopment of that park. And then finally, the city accepted a tax forfeited property. So when a property does not have any mortgage or lien on it, and the taxes haven't been paid for several years, the state orders the county to take over that property, and when the county does, they take that property and make it available to the city if we have any public purposes for it. We've done this in the past where we've taken a property and then turned it over to our HRA and utilized our housing infill program. and get a house built on that property, and then also brings some taxes and updates the neighborhood. This particular property is located at 62 and a half Way. And that lot will become property of the Housing Redevelopment Authority. And the authority will then place advertisement for bids for contractors to put in a bid for that property and build a home. The city then gets to review the type of home they intend to build, and based on the value of that proposal, accepts a bid and awards that contract and turns the property over to that developer. That's what the council is up to in March. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you in April.